my shit. I got on dick, and she turned around and hit. And I done learned a lot of shit. I had to burn up her bridge. I deserve her whole fridge. I deserve her whole. I deserve her whole. I'm like, how we do your motherfucking speaker? I can't do the Gita. I don't rock the Gita.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. I-240. I'm back with another episode today in this beautiful weather in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, man, I missed y'all. I've been ready to record this episode for a minute. And you know how we do on this channel. Well, I got to give thanks to the Most High Power, Lord Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him, it won't be no me. It won't be no y'all. It won't be no us. And it definitely won't be no channel. Also, while I'm getting into that, before I get to that, if you're new to the page, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and come on to this, get this fire content. PSA announcement. So I had promoted an episode called Overhype. So I had a young gentleman, and I had a picture of Owen Hart, and the young gentleman thought I was saying Owen Hart is overrated. So I'm just gonna say this to him and anybody that watch my channel. For the real ones, they know what I'm talking about. When I title these episodes, the theme is the first subject that I talk about on the show. Everything else ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the first theme of the show. And like I told him in the comments, the episode is called Overhype. Guess I'm gonna do my first subject, which is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. The on Hart subject is why he didn't get a title run. It's not that he's overrated. Like I'm not finna sit here and talk about the same subject for an hour. I got 5 other subjects to talk about. So that's all I wanted to say. And I love the little negative feedback that I get. I could have responded to a couple of dudes, but it is what it is. One dude said I had autism. Okay. I don't, but you're making fun of that community. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's fine. One dude sounded like a homeless Derrick Lewis. I don't know what they got to do with anything when all I was talking about is UFC and WWE. But, and I guess they was 2 subscribers that unsubscribed, which is cool. I ain't tripping. It's all positive over here. I kind of expected this type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because me and my homeboy talked about it. He like, the wrestling crowd could be cruel. I'm like, yeah, they can, but it didn't faze me at all. So, but to the real true ones, man, I really appreciate y'all. And shoot, the first subject has got something to do with the title. It's called What a Year. And it got something to do with who had the best rookie year. Theory, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, or Kurt Angle. Oh, excuse me. Y'all like my Scott Hall shirt? Yeah, man, I ain't wearing this about a good little minute too. You know what I'm saying? So, let's look at Austin's Theory stats. Gotta do my research. So my boy was on the independent scene and involved for a minute, ran roughshod, and then later on down the road he debuted on NXT. He was just a little star, and then later on down the road he teamed up with Johnny Gargano, India Hotwell, Candice LeRae, and they became the Way. He had a decent little run with them, but then before then, I think he shot to the main roster for a minute. They didn't know what to do with him because he kind of lost in the shuffle. Because at first he teamed with Andrade, Angel Garza, and Selena Vega. They had a decent little thing going. And then he went to, of course, Seth Rollins and Murphy, and he kind of won generally well. And then he went back down south. Not down south, but he went back to the Performance Center NXT, developed his own thing. And then later on, he became back on the main roster where he was Vince McMahon's protege. Now, at first it was kind of going well, and then it wasn't going well because they had him acting like a little son and stuff like that. And stuff, it started off like Vince slapped the man and stuff like that. So Vince was kind of grooming him like a son or whatever, like he was Shane or something like that. And of course, he had got little early pushes. You know what I'm saying? I think during the Vince era, before Vince left, he won Money in the Bank. And the fans didn't kind of like it. And it just like, it seemed like he wasn't connected with the fans and stuff like that for a while. Then it just seemed like shortly after that, when Triple H took over, my boy been on the road. I think before then he had the Kevin Owens promo. They had a nice match, and they had the infamous promo between them before Vince left. Then on top of that, my boy became, like I said, Money in the Bank winner, 2 times United States champion. Now, my boy had a bunch of matches, an impressive rookie year, where, of course, he just recently beat John Cena at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. Had great matches with Finn Balor. Nice matches with Seth Rollins. He beat both Lashley and Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. Had a decent rivalry with Mustafa Ali, beat at Edge, and, of course, Kevin Owens. Now, it's kind of like a decent Rookie of the Year. You know, nice campaign. You know, nice to start off and stuff like that. The reason I put him on the list, I was watching the Up Down WWE 2K reveals, and Xavier Woods is talking about one of the best Rookie of the Years all time, and that kind of how I came up with the subject. But it was a decent year. Then, of course, my next contestant, UFC great Ronda Rousey. Of course, we all know Ronda Rousey came from UFC. You know, her record was 12-2, and plus, her UFC rivals were Miesha Tate, Betha Corrina, if I'm not pronouncing it right, and Kat. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, she was doing because Ronda wanted really a boxing UFC. She was more like a mat technician until she ran into Amanda Nunes and Holly Holmes. Then, she took 2 devastating losses. And then shortly after that, I think she talked trash during the Holly Holmes. I think she was on, was it Jay Leno or was it not Jimmy Fallon? I think it was Conan O'Brien when she said something about what she gonna do, kick me? And then I think 2 days later, Holly Holmes ended up kicking her and knocked out. And then shortly after that, she came running to the WWE, where she debuted at the Royal Rumble after Asuka winning the Royal Rumble. This was when I think it was Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte were all standing in the ring, looking at the sign. Then Ronda Rousey came out and she pointed at the sign. I'm so sick of the folk pointing at the sign. And then shortly after that, she had teamed up with Kurt Angle to build towards against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. In a great WrestleMania match, Ronda really shined, and she had a hell of a performance. She kind of saved that WrestleMania, because that WrestleMania was okay. You know what I'm saying? Had decent matches there, for like Seth Rollins, Finn Balor versus The Miz. Asuka versus Charlotte was good, but you had matches like Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. It was kind of alright, bruh. And of course, you had the flop match, or the flop rivalry. I was at a match, but the flop rivalry between Shinsuke and AJ Styles. And of course, that trash main event with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. But we'll get to that in the next episode. Okay. Then the big high time profile matches where she won the WWE Championship and Money in the Bank she had her first title match against Nia Jax. Then Alexa Bliss cashed in late on that night, and then she faced Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. SummerSlam tapped her in a minute, and of course she had great matches with Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella. And Ronda just went on a great dominant performance. And so she had a hell of a rookie year. I'll give her the slight edge over Theory, you know what I'm saying? So she had a nice little rookie year. Then my next contestant, of course, the Beast, Brock Lesnar, the former NCAA wrestling champion in 2000, who signed a deal in WWE, and I think in 2000 went to OVW, with the class of him, Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, Batista, and John Cena. And then, of course, him and Shelton Benjamin became a tag team, and Brock was ready to be on the main roster, and he debuted in 2002, where he attacked Rikishi, Spike Dudley, the Hardy Boys, and ran roughshod on Monday Night Raw. Then, of course, that year in 2002, my boy became the youngest WWE champion at 24 when he beat The Rock at SummerSlam. When the fans finally betrayed on The Rock and got tired of The Rock and they wanted something new, something fresh, and plus The Rock was like, hey, we need something new, something fresh, so he betted on the young 24-year-old. Then, of course, my boy won the Royal Rumble in 2003, eliminating The Undertaker to go to WrestleMania. And he main evented WrestleMania against Kurt Angle in a great match until the Shooting Star Press flop on the way he was thinking. Kurt Angle, you was wrong for telling that man to do that. You was wrong for telling that man to do that. We all know Brock did that in OVW, but I think Brock didn't want to do that move no more. Then, of course, my boy was in big high-profile matches. Like I said, he beat The Rock. He beat RVD, Undertaker, Booker T, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair. Then, last but not least, my boy became two-time WWE champion. Now, you would think I'd say Brock is better than everybody. Had a great rookie year. But we got one more contestant who probably had a better rookie year. And y'all gonna probably be mad when I say he might have slick had the best rookie of year all time. And that's the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, who won the gold medal in 1996. He signed to WWE 96 after the ECW scandal with Paul Heyman with the crucifix and stuff like that. And then, of course, in 1999, he debuted against, I think, Shawn Stasiak at Survivor Series. This was the night where Stone Cold got ran over and Big Show won the championship. Then, shortly after that, he was in WrestleMania matches. He was in a WrestleMania match with Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho in the 2 out of 3 falls for, I think, for the European and the Intercontinental title. Then, of course, he was in high-profile feuds with Triple H and stuff like that. But his rookie year, he became European champion, Intercontinental champion, King of the Ring, and WWE champion. And he was in big high-profile feuds with Jericho, Benoit, Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, and of course, he won the 6-man Hell in a Cell in Alabama when he made history. Other thing Kurt Angle didn't do that year is win the Royal Rumble. But if you was asking me who had the best rookie year, I know a lot of folks gonna be mad, but with those accolades and stats, if I'm just my opinion, I'm sorry, I gotta put that in there for folks start getting mad, start crying. I gotta go with Kurt, cause this man won. That boy was almost he was a triple champion. He was a Grand Slam champion within a rookie year. And you won King of the Ring. There's almost every accolade. That's probably the best rookie year of all time. I don't know how many people can win European Championship, WWE Championship, Intercontinental title, all within the same year. I don't know how many folks can do that. I mean, I love Brock, so if it was the order, I'd put Kurt, Brock, Ronda, then Theory. Alright, so we're going to go with it. And yes, I take notes. Now, where's my other paper? Oh, here we go. Now, the next subject was kind of intriguing because I feel like the Big Show done had a legendary career. But I gotta say, which run? I want to ask y'all, which run was impressive? His WCW run or his WWE run? So I talked down my little stats and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with WCW from '96 and '98. I wrote as much as I could. So of course we all know he joined the Dungeon family in '95. Of course he feuded against Hulk Hogan in that trash match where they played bumper cars and they had the WAC championship match at Halloween Havoc. Then of course during his run he won the WCW belt twice. I think both of them was in '96 and '95. I'm not sure. Then of course my boy was a 3-time tag team champion against Luger, Sting, I'm sorry, he was a 3-time tag team champion with Luger, Sting, Scott Hall, and of course, during the '96 run, after he lost the championship against Hulk Hogan at Hog Wild, shortly after that, he betrayed the Dungeon family and joined NWO. And he was a part of the reason why NWO won at War Games. Well, of course, when WCW traded on Sting, and Sting stuck it to him, gave him this, one peace out, I'm gone, y'all don't trust me. And then it was just so funny because it was something they said he left WCW for bad booking. And it was kind of so funny when you look back at it. I don't remember the Giant being in big feuds outside of him versus NWO. Because if you remember, he was in NWO for a while. And then, of course, you had Piper debut after Hogan defeated Randy Savage in the championship match. And then they built towards Hogan versus Piper. And then, of course, they had the infamous moment where Big Show didn't help Hogan get the dub. And then shortly after that, in early '97, January, the Giant turned face again, and feuded against Hogan, and I think he lost it. NWO sold out. But during his run, also he almost got his career almost ended in '98 with the Kevin Nash powerbomb when he landed on his neck. But my boy was in big time matches and big time feuds, which won a lot, but I only wrote these 4 names. It was Kevin Nash, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, and Sting. Now, that was a decent run. This became 2-time champion, and he won World War III to get the shot at Hogan. It sold out. But I gotta agree, his WWE run was way better than his WCW run. Here it is. Boom. So my boy left WCW. He debuted in 1999 at St. Valentine Massacre when it was Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon in a steel cage match. Where you remember, he caught Stone Cold, threw him to the cage. The cage bust wide open. Stone Cold won. He went to WrestleMania. Peace out against The Rock, and the rest is history. Then, of course, during that time, him and The Rock had beef going back and forth. And you got to remember, during that year, too, he had the infamous, I don't know what they were, the hardcore match with Mick Foley, where he chokeslammed Mick Foley through the chairs to be special referee in the match for The Rock and Hogan. For The Rock and Austin. The first one. Then, shortly after that, he left the corporation. He teamed up with The Undertaker. And they had a dominant short run as a tag team, even winning tag team gold. Then, of course, my boy, like I said, mentioned a while back, he won the WWE Championship at Survivor Series when they ran off Stone Cold so he can get neck surgery. So he beat The Rock and Triple H. But the next night, or I think it was the next night? No, it was the following month, he lost to Triple H to get the belt. Then, of course, during the infamous run, my boy became 2-time WWE champion, ECW champion, 2-time world champion, 3-time hardcore champion. He was a decent hardcore champion, even had the great classic triple threat match against him, Raven, and Kane at WrestleMania 17 in Houston. 1-time Intercontinental champion where he beat Cody at WrestleMania. And that was a decent little rivalry, I ain't gonna cap. Then became 3-time tag team champion. My boy is a tag team specialist when I say this list. The Miz Show with The Miz, Jericho Show with Chris Jericho, Kane, and The Undertaker. And my boys in prime time feuds were Shane McMahon, of course, when Shane was his manager, then he betrayed him, and they had the classic match at Backlash. Was it Backlash? I think it was Backlash. Then, of course, The Rock. When The Rock used to make fun of him in 2000, they always had interesting battles over the years. Kane, love-hate friendship relationship. Kurt Angle, they always had a great feud, especially when Big Show chokeslammed Kurt Angle off the ceiling. His head splat like spaghetti. Then, of course, Undertaker, especially the No Way Out, or in 1999 when Big Show chokeslammed Undertaker through the ring. Triple H, Eddie Guerrero, John Cena. Let me get Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, and Sheamus. So look at this. Look at the stats he had with WWE compared with the stats he had in WCW. It seemed like Vince knew how to book him well and make him look strong, where WCW was just wasting potential talent. So I would have to give his WCW run his shine. So you gotta think about that, you hear me? Then, of course, the next subject I want to talk about, Randy Orton and Undertaker. No, my bad, not Randy Orton, Undertaker. The next subject I want to talk about for positive news, the Jeff Hardy charge has gotten resolved. Hopefully Jeff get the help that I hope Jeff had got the help that he needed, cause we all know that Jeff Hardy been struggling with substance abuse and alcohol and dealing with a lot of personal demons and stuff like that. And we hope that we get that resolved. And hopefully AEW don't make that a storyline like Vince them did. You know, having Sheamus pour alcohol on him and stuff like that. You know, because it was at points WWE was disrespecting Jeff. You remember the famous Samoa Joe promo? He told him to treat this like this AA meeting. And then, of course, the Sheamus feud and stuff like that. And, you know, and of course, he had the infamous moment where he walked off at the match. You know, was it last year? I think it was last year. Because he was supposed to feud with Roman Reigns heading into a Crown Jewel in the Royal Rumble. So he missed out on a big payday. And Roman was looking forward to working with him. We was looking forward to the match. But it didn't happen. And, you know, I think, was it last year? Something happened. You know, of course, the traffic incident. You know, and plus Jeff was facing a lot of time. And, you know, thank the man above that he only got 10 years of probation not to drive. So hopefully Jeff get better, get well. They say he had eye surgery and stuff like that. Hopefully they're going well. I think Matt gave us an update that hopefully we'll see Jeff in 6 to 8 weeks. And, you know, Jeff, get back out there, do what you do. Just don't do the swine time bomb, my brother. We cool with Twisted Fate, man. We appreciate your service. You put your body on the line for everybody and all the fans. We love you. We appreciate you, and we love your energy, man. We just want you to go out the right way on top. You know what I'm saying? Especially with your brother. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully for that, you hear me? All right. So now, Undertaker and Randy Orton was a great feud in 2005. Where, of course, you had Randy Orton, who was on fire as the Legend Killer, where he arcade Jake Roberts, his kayfabe, well not kayfabe, but on-screen girlfriend Stacy Keibler, and RKO the Fabulous Moolah. And of course, y'all know he went on and challenged. He went on and called out the Undertaker for WrestleMania. Then, of course, the slapper heard around the world. That was a bad mistake when he slapped Undertaker. When Undertaker started going crazy, shaking the screen, going crazy in the background, eyes rolling in the back of his head. Then the mind games began between them two. Then, of course, match 1, WrestleMania was an instant classic, instant success. At a great massive WrestleMania card, who also featured Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Batista versus Triple H, John Cena versus JBL, the Money in the Bank ladder match, and what else on each chain? Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. And, you know, Undertaker and Randy Orton delivered and stuff like that. Then, of course, you got the famous choke slam RKO moment when we all thought Randy Orton was going to get the dub. But Undertaker got up, wham, tombstone, 1, 2, 3, peace out. You would have thought it was over. But they made it a summer thing, too. Then, of course, they built up to a SummerSlam for months. And then SummerSlam came around when Orton got the dub thanks to his father, RKO out of nowhere, in Washington, D.C., where it featured Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero in the ladder match, Matt Hardy versus Edge, and Of course, the infamous Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, which was the main event. I think it was Batista on that jump. I think you had Jericho versus Cena and Batista versus JBL in a no holds barred match. Alright. Then they kept on building, mind games being played. Then this time the dead man wanted to put Randy and Bob Orton in the casket, because you gotta remember he had the fake version of them in the casket showing what he gonna do to him. And of course the Ortons had got the dub. Then of course the dead man came back, especially, you know, shortly after Eddie had passed, where I think it was Rey Mysterio versus the Big Show. And Kane came out after the match, after the Big Show got the dub. They beat no Ray. Lights go out. Wham! Undertaker standing behind him. He took both of them out. And then Randy Orton appeared out of nowhere, beat the Undertaker down, hit him with the crowbar. Wham! Drop him. Then you gotta remember, Randy Orton was in the car, stirred that jump back, boom, right into the Titantron. We ain't see Undertaker for weeks. Then of course, he returned to Survivor Series, kicking ass, taking names, taking out everybody. Even came back with a full beard, looking fresh. And of course, this started the build up in the Hell in a Cell at Armageddon. You know, especially when Undertaker was playing mind games with him on the Titantron, and he had the voiceover yelling out Hell in a Cell. Hell, they even used Josh Matthews when they was outside. He turned into the Exorcist, and it was Undertaker's voice. And of course, they had the infamous match. Even Randy Orton got his receipt, but Undertaker got the dub and moved on. And that was just a good feud of the year. So you know what I'm saying? That was another milestone for Randy Orton. Not only to the company, but to the fans, that I'm here to stay and I'm a major player in this game. And it was when Randy Orton, 25 to 26, he just getting started. Then of course, I gotta talk about my boy Rick Rude. My boy Rick Rude was cold, very talented, entertaining, had charisma, and he was a great technical wrestler. Then on top of that, man, my boy had Bobby Heenan as his manager. Him and Bobby Heenan was like Kobe and Shaq, Peaches and Herb, SpongeBob and Squidward, Big Bird and Elmo. You get my point. That was a dangerous duo. Both of them can talk on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Rick Rude can carry on his own. Bobby Heenan can carry his own. And of course, my boy was a ladies' man. He had swagger, had style. The ladies, the charm. He even tried to charm Jake Roberts. He even tried to charm Jake Roberts' wife when they had their feud. Then my boy had the swagger attire. Come on, man. My boy, come on, bruh. My boy had style. Y'all see the pictures? Wham, right here. Right here. Right there. And right here. My boy had style and class and swagger. Then, of course, he had the infamous catchphrase calling you sweat hogs and peep the show. Take his robe off, showing off his abs and stuff like that. Pause. And, of course, you know, during the wrestling era, him and Mr. Perfect was like BFFs, best friends. Two talented, cool dudes just hanging out. And, of course, was on... Oh, I'm gonna look at the wrong person trigger. Alright. Looking at the wrong side. There we go. Hold up. There we go. My boy's stats. Alright. There we go. My bad, guys. And of course, my boy won WCW Championship and a National Championship. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. His career ended in 1992 against Sting. And I think it was at a match in Japan when Sting went for a suicide dive and he hit his back or neck on the little rail part. And of course, he won in no storyline. We ain't seen him for many years, about 4 or 5 years. Then of course he joined DX and NWO in the same time in the same year. And to me, to be honest with you, he looked unhappy. He looked like he looked like he didn't want to be in neither one of them fractions. He'd rather be, neither one of them factions. He'd rather be doing his own thing, and he'd rather be out. He'd rather go out. he ready to retire on his own terms, and he just looked unhappy joining both of those guys, joining both of them factions. Then of course, my boys in big time feuds against Junkyard Dog, Paul Orndorff, Jimmy Snuka, Boss Man, Piper, Ultimate Warrior, Jake Roberts, Ric Flair, and Sting. Especially the Ric Flair part when they had the classic match at Bash at the Beach for the WCW Championship when he hit him with the neck breaker, featuring Ric Flair's wife now. So my boy had skills. I just wish he would have won the WWE Championship during the late 80s, 90s run. Cause I feel like he could have carried the company to the next level if he would have gave it his shot. Got his shot. Well, of course, at that time, Vince was busy giving the belt to Hogan or Warrior at that time. Yeah, even Sergeant Slaughter won the belt in the 90s. He had a decent run. But there's no neither here or there. Now, my next subject, Vince fears Tony Khan. And I gotta agree. And I got 7 reasons why. Now, if Hunter was still the creative, they'd be neck and neck. But if Vince gonna be a part of creative, it's gonna be a sunken ship. Peace out. All them great pushes gonna end if Vince got something to do with it. But I got 7 reasons why I feel like Vince feared Tony Khan booking wise. You got the Blackpool comeback heel turn going great. And then you got the great feud with the Elite. You know what I'm saying? Especially we all thought Daniel Bryan was going to leave and stuff like that. But he beat the hell out of Kenny Omega. And then he just put the goddamn fake screwdriver and Adam Page and I. Then the weeks before that, they took out Kenny Omega. They took out the Young Bucks. But I think they teasing Kenny Omega partner to join the clique. And then join the feud. But that's going good. And of course, I forgot another reason. Oh, you got a Ring of Honor with Eddie Kingston and Cesaro. So I don't think that feud is over. I think that feud is going to continue. And I think Eddie Kingston going to get that moment and that shine he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Another reason. The hottest free agent in 2024, MJF, is golden right now. Everybody wants him. Everybody wants a shot. And he more over than fish grease. You know what I'm saying? He's sticking to the kayfabe. He's sticking to the carrier. And right now, his promos, his promos always been good, but my boy ain't missing. He's shooting all headshots. Anybody can get it. Then, of course, FTR ain't going nowhere. I feel like they was going to leave it first. But like I said, my main man messed up the deal. And of course, they end up beating the ass boys for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And they had helped the sign up that Vince fears Tony Khan. See, they don't diss Triple H because they know Triple H a real one, and he got good mind for the business. Because you got to remember, when Triple H took over, WWE first rating was what, 2.9, 3.4. I don't remember the last time WWE seen 2.4. Then, of course, Jay White. Now that the Switchblade over there, you heard me? After he debuted with his boy Juice Robinson, laying out Ricky Starks, we gonna see where it go. So they loaded up. And of course, the guy that he wanted to be a manager is back, Adam Cole, baby. I ain't like that he had pyro after the match. That was kind of weird. But I'm like, come on, he don't need no pyro and confetti. Yeah, like he won the championship. But I'm glad he's back. Then, of course, the women's division is on fire. Jamie Hayter is doing a great job. My bad, guys. Jamie Hayter is... women's division on fire. Jamie Hayter is doing a great job defending the championship. And I like how Britt Baker is taking the back seat and letting her girl shine. Then, of course, Jade Cargill is in a big feud with Taya. So, I feel like them is 7 reasons booking wise that Vince should fear Tony Khan, because Tony Khan is in his bag. Ooh, excuse me. Both shows are lit and on fire. And I think if Vince taking over and AEW keep on going what they going, it's gonna be great. Then of course, my last subject, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar is gonna kick ass. We officially got heel Brock Lesnar back. If my boy come back with the fade, oh bruh. If my boy come back like the next big thing, Brock Lesnar, and wrestle, it's gonna be great to see. Now, if we get that UFC mode where he re-debuted against John Cena at Extreme Rules, it's gonna be a long day for Cody Rhodes. And like I said in the episode a while back, if Cody Rhodes can survive the Brock Lesnar test, he gonna make it. Now, if he do what Dean Ambrose did, then that push gonna probably flop. Because Roman survived it, he took a good beating, bash, and earned Brock respect. Seth Rollins survived it, took a good beating, earned Brock respect. So we all know if he can survive the Brock Lesnar test, at one point, Cody Rhodes will be either WWE champion or Universal champion. Or hell, we might see the wing belt. So they said they've been planning this for a month straight. I could believe that. Now it makes sense why Roman won, because they planted this. You know what I'm saying? So we just can't really blame Vince for that. I can't blame Vince for that. So I owe you an apology on that one, old man. But with that being said, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I miss y'all. I'm gonna let this phone charge up and stuff like that. I love y'all. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Peace.